Coming to you live from the It's Funny Studios, I'm Doug.
I'm Greg.
And this is Mike.
And this is the It's Funny That Makes It Okay podcast. Hey, welcome everybody to the show. Here we are, middle of April. I hope you are all, Let me try that again. I hope you all are having a great day, a good week. How's it going?
We are. I am. I love Mike is. I kind of spoke for him there.
How dare you? No, but I'm doing good.
It's been a good week.
All right. Well, let's just jump
That felt very frantic. Very frantic opening right there.
Did it feel frantic?
It did feel frantic.
All right. Simmer.
We got to calm down.
Take a breath. Relax.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm not frantic.
Feels better.
I just was firing away. So I think right off the top.
See, he's jumping on you
He
tonight.
is. Everybody is.
The other time I got on you for a second.
Well, it wasn't just Doug.
Frantic.
It felt collectively. Just we needed to calm down.
Oh,
We just needed.
all guilty.
There's a vibe in the room.
Well, let's break down the show right off the bat. I think Greg and I both have something off the top. And then we have a Would You Rather segment with 2 or 3 Would You Rathers. And then we're going to talk about Gen Z and Millennials. And I don't want it just to be a gripe fest from 2 old guys at the Gen Z or Millennial guy, but just some interesting things and the way things are changing.
It will turn into that
it probably will.
But
Yeah, we'll see how that one goes.
And then I think Mike's he found some stuff about some strict house rules or bizarre, or I'm not sure. He's going to spring it on Greg.
A little bit of everything. Yeah.
So we'll see how that's going. So let's just jump right in.
Well, maybe we'll find out why the Gen Zs and Millennials are the way they are.
Maybe we will. I have a question for you. When you go out to eat and you order a meal, all right, and it says it comes with 2 sides or a vegetable and blah, whatever it is. And we went out to eat. I'll give you a little backstory. We went out to eat last weekend and I ordered a meal and it said it comes with a vegetable and a salad. All right.
that's already a problem.
Well, here, my question is there a minimum of ingredients to be able to call something a salad?
Yes.
If it says a salad, my gripe, the thing that irritated me, if you tell me that I'm getting a salad with my meal, I think it has to have a minimum of 3 things on that salad.
I would maybe.
I don't mean
go
like
more.
half of a tomato, half of a grape tomatoes. I mean, no, I need like lettuce. Of course, you're going to get that. I think then cheese, shredded carrots, bacon bits, mushrooms, croutons, scallions, something. There's got to be at least 3. That was my criteria. As I was sitting there eating it, thinking about how much this plate was costing me, this meal that I sat down to eat, that when I got it, it literally was a plate with lettuce. And then there was 1 baby carrot, 1, and a half of a grape tomato, which I don't even like tomatoes, but it was a half of one. Grape tomatoes are tiny, like the little Tommy toes. They split it in half. That was it. So I don't even count those ingredients. I'm like, if you're going to tell me you're giving me, or this meal comes with a salad, I want it in a bowl. And I want some stuff in it. Cucumbers, something.
Yeah, cucumbers.
Not a plate of lettuce. It was just like, here's some lettuce. Thank you.
And the meal is 75% higher than it was, a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was not cheap. But I don't know.
Was it a big salad? Or was
it was hard to tell because it was on a plate. So it was flat. The plate was decent size. But it wouldn't pile. It was just like laying on the plate. So at first you're like, well, that's not a bad. And you're like, well, it's just a flat plate. There's no
of lettuce.
I want a bowl too. I don't like eating a salad off of a plate.
No, I like the bowl.
I like a bowl of salad. Even at home, if we have a salad, my wife's like, oh, you want to just put that? I'm like, no, I get a bowl. I want it in a bowl. I want my salad in a bowl.
Most side dishes, well, I shouldn't say most side dishes. Most things like salad or fruit or things like that, I put in another small bowl or something because you already know my stand. I don't like things touching on my plate.
Well, I'm right there with you. I think all plates should be the divider plates. I don't like things touching at all.
Yeah, so a salad especially because you got salad dressing. You got now if it's ranch and there's a steak. I mean,
Gross. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Mike? what do you think? What's the minimum ingredient list for that to be classified as a salad?
Well, you said 3, but I'd probably go higher.
All right.
I mean,
I'm good with higher.
I'd go probably 4 or 5, honestly. And like you said, it can't just be one. Like, you can't get one crouton and call that. You can't mark that as good.
I don't know. What do you think?
When you asked, the first number popped in my head was 3 as well. That was because I think you're right.
Then, I think you're still being set up for a disappointing salad.
Well, I think it is a disappointing salad, but I think if you want to call it the minimum, I'm saying this is the minimum.
As a side
minimum
dish,
is a three ingredients.
Now, if I ordered like a chef salad or something, it only had a couple ingredients.
If you're calling it a side salad, I will give you a side salad with three ingredients. And it has to be, like I said, more than just a carrot or like you were saying, a crouton. It's got to be, I can see a bunch of ingredients that are stirred up.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
It up. Oh, no, I was going with my reggae there. Okay. All right, so I think we have come up with 3. It's got to be at least a minimum 3. If you want to call yourself a side salad,
go 3.5.
3.5.
3.5.
There's your half a tomato, which I'll throw off because I don't
half a crouton and half a ear of corn.
Yeah. I thought maybe they just thought you were a rabbit or something.
Maybe they did.
Yeah.
Here, just give that guy some lettuce.
I'd be one
big
fat rabbit. I'll tell you that.
Maybe it was the Easter special.
Maybe it was the Easter special. All right. I'm out. That was the only thing I had.
All right. Well, my gripe tonight is I didn't get this didn't happen in time for me to have it on the last episode, even though it was a couple weeks ago. This was on Easter Sunday. We had our Easter the day before on Saturday because people needed to go to other families and things like that. So we did ours on Saturday, which was good. But then on Sunday, Lori and I are like, what are we going to do today? And we just kind of hung out. We did some things. But we had eaten leftovers from Saturday night early in the day. And so we're sitting around. It's getting to be a little later. And I'm like, I need something. So I'm like, I'm going to run.
I wish I had a plate with a little bit of lettuce on it.
Yeah, where can I go get that? You didn't name the place.
No, I did not.
So, but no, I said, I need something. And I'm trying to eat a little better. So I said, you know what? I want a grilled chicken sandwich. And I'm like, I know some of the, places here in town have a grilled chicken sandwich. So the first place I go, McDonald's. I walk in.
What? Oh, sorry.
Well, when you're thinking, quality grilled chicken sandwich, my first thought is McDonald's.
Well, it's the cheapest and closest. So I thought, okay, I'll go there first. So I went to McDonald's. I walk in. I look on their menu board, and there is not a grilled chicken sandwich on their menu board. And I waited for somebody to come wait on me, which never happened.
You're going to have to take this up with Cardi B, I think, at this point. She might be your only hope.
Her and Offset.
Yeah.
Yeah. So McDonald's was a bust. So I left McDonald's, and I drove to Culver's. Because I know they got a grilled chicken sandwich. But being Easter night, they were closed. So no chicken sandwich there. So then I drove to Arby's. Went through the drive-thru. I said, hey, do you guys have because I didn't see a grilled chicken on their menu board. And they're like, I said, do you guys have a chicken sandwich? And they're like, a grilled chicken. And they're like, no, all we have is chicken fingers. And I'm like, okay. That's not what I asked. Fingers,
but okay.
So no grilled chicken at Arby's. So then I drove over to Burger King, which is just 3 buildings down. And I go through the drive-thru. And I don't see grilled chicken on the board. So I asked the gal, do you guys have grilled chicken? And they're like, no, we don't. I'm like, what is the deal? So then I go over to Steak and Shake. I hit every fast food joint in town. I go to Steak and Shake, pull around, drive through. I don't see it on the board. I'm like, do you guys have a grilled chicken? And they're like, nope, we have chicken tenders. And I'm like, all right. Give me 2 singles.
Craig had just given up.
Large fry and a milkshake.
Yeah,
I tried to be healthy.
Look, I tried.
I didn't get the large fry and milkshake. I just got a single.
Screw you, Hart.
Yeah.
That'll teach you. You know who does, or at least did have a pretty good grilled chicken sandwich, and you guys don't have this restaurant in Morton, but Hardee's has a decent grilled chicken sandwich.
I wouldn't have been to buy one, but
yeah. You'd have to go down to either to Washington or over to East Peoria, which is about 10 miles away.
And this was a little later in the evening, so I didn't want to trek around out of town. I was already trekking. You
had a horse and buggy, so it would have taken you a half a day.
Well, yeah, we've already gone to 6 fast food joints, and I've got no grilled chicken. And you know how when you get in your mind something that sounds good, it's like, yeah, grilled chicken sounds good.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, you think they would have a grilled chicken? Somebody.
I thought McDonald's had grilled chicken sandwiches.
I thought they did at one time, but
and it's like, and I wind up then with the single steak burger at Steak and Shake, and it's like, I don't know. It just wasn't fulfilling after that. I wanted my grilled chicken.
Was this before or after you guys had come over to our house?
This was after.
Okay.
Yeah. Why do it?
Well, now you know about the Hardee's. So if you ever find yourself wanting the grilled chicken
sandwich. It's been a little while, but they did have a decent grilled chicken sandwich.
But what's up with these places? Why do they not have grilled chicken anymore? I know they want to fatten you up. I get it. But
must not be a big seller.
No. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no one wants. No one wants the grilled chicken sandwich.
No one wants the grilled chicken
except
sandwich.
Me.
Except
but you know the place I didn't try? Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Well, they don't even have chicken of any kind.
Yeah. You already know.
Oddly enough, they're the one place you can't get chicken. We've all experienced that. We're out of chicken. It's like, it's in the name.
I figured 7 o'clock at night, my chances probably weren't good there. So.
Well, and Washington does have the other chicken place too, Beck's, the gas station.
Oh yeah,
I know they probably do.
Have a grilled chicken?
Probably.
I don't know.
I need to find out just in case I have this emergency again.
It's an emergency.
Well, it became one as I'm driving.
I need 4 ounces of grilled chicken stat.
Well, on a Sunday, you already ruled out Chick-fil-A. That would have been my number one go-to for a grilled chicken sandwich. But being that it was Sunday and Easter Sunday, they're probably going to be closed for the next couple days anyway.
Like I said, don't sleep on the Hardee's grilled chicken sandwich. It's a decent. I'll
remember that next time I need a grilled chicken. I'll get there. Oh no, we don't have any.
Yeah, sorry, we discontinued.
We just took that off the menu. It's crazy. Just like yesterday.
Nobody wanted them.
No, we threw them away.
All right, that's my gripe.
Turn them into chicken fingers.
Chicken sandwiches.
All right. Well, let's move into our Would You Rather.
All righty. Would you rather have a grilled chicken?
I've got three Would You Rather. So we're going to start off. And Mike, I'm going to have you'll answer the first one first. We'll all kick in, and then I'll have Greg do this. He'll start with the second, and I'll do the third.
Okay.
For the first one I found, would you rather have to be naked at work for 1 hour or be dropped off 2 miles from your house while naked and have to try to negotiate a way home? So there you go.
Okay, well, I already know what I'm taking. I'm going to take the 1 hour at work because my office is actually in the corner, so I can hide. I'm going to try to hide it out at work. I'm like mostly in the background anyway, so that works in my advantage.
Yeah, Mike, we got that presentation. We bumped it up till today, so we need you to come in here.
I'm still taking that option. I don't care.
Mike pulls out a paper map and holds it in front of him.
Yeah. The problem is, though, if I have to get to my house, there is a major highway near my house.
There is a major highway.
I am not going anywhere near the major highway. I'm not even going to try to go anywhere near that.
Is really the major highway worse than going through neighborhoods?
Well, yeah, I guess my neighbors would see that. No one wants to see it.
Mike would be on the Washington Strong Facebook page.
He would.
Yeah. The cops would be there before I can make it a block, probably.
I like, though, your conviction right away. Boom. Naked at work.
I just know because I think I can hide myself away a little bit easier at work than I would having to get 2 miles to my house. That's not going to go well for me, personally. But that's what makes it a would you rather.
Right.
Yeah, if you could get the right hour at work, it wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
I got to go with work, too. I mean, I'm like Mike. I sit back there in my corner. I can put an extra dozen computer screens around me, and I'm already pretty hidden.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want yourself to glow. I mean, you don't want to attract.
No, we don't want to attract anything. Of course, that'd be my luck. Oh, we got a service call at such and such. You got to go. Because that's when it would happen.
Grab your iPad.
Yeah.
I guess I'd rather be fired from work than end up in jail on
than embarrassed.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm trying to visualize if I had to do it being dropped off. What did you say? 2 miles?
2 miles.
2 miles.
So that puts me.
You're like all the way across town almost.
Yeah, it's a ways away. Yeah, I got to stick with work.
Is that 2 miles? That's longer than you think.
Yeah, and I would be traversing, depending where they drop me. It could be Main Street. It could be, it definitely would be through neighborhoods.
Yeah. I was like, you might go. I think you're past Main Street.
Yeah, but I would probably wind up on Main Street coming home.
Yeah.
Or going past the school, which would be good.
How to end up on a list 101. Choose option 2.
Hey, teacher. Look at this guy.
Yeah. See, with my job, I'm on the road a lot. I'm a service guy, so I'm all over. So it depends. If I was heading out to some place that was 2 hours away, piece of cake.
Just don't make any emergency
I think
stops.
you got to be on site.
Well, then you got to go do something. You can't just sit at your desk.
I have people there. I'm in an office.
This sounds like some nightmares I've had before. These are horrible, stressful situations.
Yes, they are.
But I'm like you. I am going to still roll the dice with work. I got a tool bag, a big tool bag I can put in front of me if I have to.
Like Schneider from One Day at a Time.
Roll a paper towel, something. I can get something to I think, get through the hour.
It's for the calendar, the company calendar.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mailmen.
MAIL.
Yeah. But the 2 miles, it's just, first off, I can't run. I got a gimpy leg, and nobody wants to see me trying to book around running in my
I would not be probably running.
No, I wouldn't either. I would just have to be like, walk, like, all right, you know what? Maybe I'll get arrested and they'll just take me home. They'll just get a ride from the cop.
You go straight to jail.
But I'm like you. I don't know. Have you ever had those dreams where you're in your underwear, you're naked you find during like school or grocery store or something?
Actually, no, I haven't.
I probably have in my lifetime, but I just can't.
I hate them. With me, I'm at Walmart and I'm pushing a cart in like the frozen section and I look because I can see my reflection in the mirror or in the glass and I'm like in my underwear or naked, but no one notices. And so then you're like at the cart and you're trying to get out.
That probably could really happen.
I was going to say no one notices at Walmart because that's probably half the other shoppers in the store. So
I'm like the sixth weirdest thing that's at Walmart at that point. Very good. Very good.
The people of Walmart.com or whatever, they're just passing over you at that point. Like,
that's nothing to say.
Yeah, we've seen this before.
All right, so I think we all took naked at work.
We did.
All right. Well, enjoy it, everybody, on Monday. We got
Mike, if you're listening.
Yes. You're in for a show, a real treat.
And Doug wants to be scheduled out.
No. All right. This next one. Would you rather have 5 half-sized clones of yourself or one
chicken argument here.
Full-size clone of yourself?
Yeah. So it's just like the chicken argument, I think.
You have 5 half-sized Gregs running around or one full-size Greg.
So Ninja Gregs are going to be running around.
This is a tough one. Because I can see some benefit to having 5.
Yes. But they're half size.
Yeah. So they got tiny hands.
See, I wonder if they all have the same idiosyncrasies that you do, like they're all scared of heights.
Well, I think
that's
they
an
have
interesting
to be.
question.
The clones, I think they have to be.
They have to be. Although in some of the movies
Replicas.
I've seen, the clones, they have different personalities and they're different. You get real confident, real jerky, Greg.
Yeah, say jerky. Come
Yo, what's up? How you doing? It's like, what happened?
Kicks me in the leg.
What happened to Greg?
For the little ones, hey, what's up?
That's right.
How you doing? High pitched voice.
I think I can see more benefit from one full size.
From one full size.
Yeah, I think I can send that to go to work for me.
You could.
The little ones I couldn't. Now they could be helpful on some projects.
Are you saying little people can't do stuff?
I
They
did
can't
not
work?
say that.
That's what I heard.
My own little people.
Oh, little Gregs.
Yes. I could see them helping me out with some projects and stuff. You know, you got 10 extra sets of hands there. That could be helpful.
Tiny
but they're tiny hands.
They are.
But hey, working on the car, sometimes you need tiny hands. Get up in there.
Yeah. I think I'm going to stick to the one full size, though.
You could throw the little bitty ones up onto the roof, and then they could clean out the gutters and stuff.
Yeah, they could try to get the woodpecker that's banging on my metal chimney.
They could chase him around. You went with the one full size.
Maybe that's a metal pecker.
Well, if you have to have a choice between a woodpecker and a metal pecker, I guess there's probably pros and cons to both.
Would you rather?
That's a whole nother would you rather episode. We'll have to think on that one. I don't know where I would go, to be honest. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I'm going to move. I, like you, could. There's pros and cons to both, but I'm going with the 5 half-size Dougs, the 5 mini Dougs. I think I can get more. And you know what? I can think of them to work for me. I've seen like sitcoms from the 80s. You know, one gets on the other one's back, like shoulders, and then puts on a trench coat. They run into work.
Well, if they're half size, they would be your height then.
Maybe they do my job twice as fast. I still got 3. I sent 2 other ones out. Maybe me and one of the little mini Dougs will stay home and play video games.
They might wreck your truck, though, because the guy on the bottom down there can't see out the window.
Well, he's telling them, you know, push the gas, push the brake. Well, and the truck I have now has like radar and lane assist, so you just hit the button for a lot of that, and it just drives itself. I think I like the 5 mini Dougs. I think I can get more stuff done with the 5 minis.
You got to feed them all.
I do. They only eat half as much.
Well, maybe they're really hungry. You said they have different traits. I mean,
I'm going to keep them in a dog cage. They'll get a little bit of food.
Oh, no, that's just mean.
We're going to have to call the Department of Dog Protective Services.
Yes. Oh, don't take them away.
We'll foster them.
We're looking for fosters for the mini Dougs. These were mistreated. I'm still sticking with the 5.
All right,
I think I can get. I think even with them being half size, I think they're both more fun. I think they'd be fun size. They're fun size Dougs.
Fun.
They're fun size Dougs.
My full size one could be fun.
I don't know. I don't think it's as fun.
I mean, I'm not, but at least, my clone could be.
See, that's another thing. I'd be afraid. What if he decides, you know what? I think I'm better than the original. I'm going to knock it. I think I have a better chance with the fun size.
That's a good point, because if you do get knocked off, they know that's not the original.
Well, exactly. If they got the fun size, then I'm the real size. They know I'm the original. All right. I went fun size.
Still,
so we got
all
1
5.
on 1. So break the time, Mike. Break the time.
All 5 could decide to make a coup, though. And
they could. Oh, they could knock me off.
Yeah.
But like you said, they would know.
What's funny, and you guys are talking about that conversation, and honestly, I was thinking about what happens if the clones uprose against me. And I think it'd be easier if I just had 1 clone. Because if things go south, I think I might stand a better chance against the 1 clone as opposed to the 5.
But we do run into that problem, whereas if he offs you, we don't know if it's really you or not then.
See,
No.
But maybe I could distinguish myself after the cloning. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I get some mark or something on me somewhere that he doesn't know
Mike
about.
gets a tattoo.
But I don't know. I think I would just go with the 1.
Or starts wearing a beret and his other one doesn't.
They'd be like, boy, Mike really went south after the got clone there. No, I think I'm just going to go with 1. Because I want to be able to keep tabs on him. I think I'd lose the 5 pretty easily.
He's lost
3 mics. Well, I don't know. I lost 2 of my mics. I don't know where they're at.
They're Walmart.
Knowing my
Think of your only mics page, though. If you have 5 mics that you can add to your only mics.
I think me and the other Mike could get it done. I think we're good between the 2 of us.
Okay.
I mean, we're not getting 5 times a mic, but, we're getting 2
the
times
wow factor of 5 mini mics.
But see, then I think we might get shut down. There might be some questionable things. Some people might look into that. I don't know.
Okay.
No, I think I'm just going to go with the 1 because I'm hopeful we'd be able to make a good tag team. Me and the other Mike. Mike 2.
All right.
That one's going to be a slob and mess up his house and stuff.
Well, I already am a slob myself, so I don't know.
All right, the final one, and this actually, there's a question I have at the end that spurred this one, but this isn't a big deal. It says, would you rather always have a mullet haircut or a ponytail haircut? And I will go first. It's not even a question for me. I'm going mullet all day, every day. I am not a ponytail guy. Mullet comes across kind of like, yeah, he could be kind of an idiot, but he's fun-loving most of the time. The fun-loving kind of, maybe, if he's in a movie, he's usually the big, strong, dumb guy, but he's fun. And the ponytail guy is usually he's the jerk. There's a reason you got the ponytail. And it's D-bag. I mean, that's where we're going. This is not a good guy most of the time.
Your 5 mini Dougs would have mullets to go with you.
Oh, that would be so sweet.
All wearing
5 mini
pink
mullets.
Polos.
Pop the collar. Getting their mini Trans Ams and run around. I'm going mullet.
Mullet.
That's me.
I'd probably also go mullet because I cannot picture myself wearing a ponytail. Well, and mullets are making a comeback too now. Honestly.
Yeah, they are.
You can go out and you can see people in mullets.
But this is forever, so you're going to have
I know it's
all
forever.
the time.
I would still go mullet too. I just think that'd look better than a ponytail.
That's my reasoning.
I don't know. I think I don't want to see myself with a ponytail.
Now the ponytail you could hide, under a hat or.
I mean, it'd be sticking out the back of the hat, wouldn't it?
I don't know. Tie it up. And
I think you could pull off a cool, like what Doug's saying. I think you could pull off a cooler.
That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to sway anybody.
And then, I could just grow some weird looking mustache or something, and you just own
it.
Yeah, you just own the look. I think
you'll
you
be
just
that
commit.
guy.
Yeah,
you're Mullet Mike.
You commit to it.
See, you got a tagline and everything.
Man, my Only Mike's page is getting revamped after tonight. So many new ideas.
Yeah, you got mustaches and
mullets. Oh man.
Believe your clone without his mullet. We'll let yours go without a mullet.
Oh, okay.
So that way.
He's not getting a ponytail, though. I'm not allowed.
No.
Maybe a man bun for him.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there you go.
Even worse. Man bun.
All right, Greg.
I got to say it's unanimous.
Yeah.
I got to go mullet. I had them in the 80s. I could see it.
Yeah.
So.
I'll be honest. I still like the mullet. I know it's out of, kind of, out of fashion. Like you said, it is making a comeback somewhat, but
yeah. I'm trying to let the back of my hair grow, and we'll see. Maybe it'll turn into a mullet.
Who knows? Well, what prompted this is over the weekend, my wife and I were at somewhere, and we saw
getting side salads.
No, this was a different place.
Oh,
we saw 2 guys there who looked older, my age at least, or older, and both of them had ponytails, and one guy's ponytail was kind of long. And it was pulled back, and my wife said, "Did you say?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "So here's the thing. At what age?" Now, for me, there isn't a good age, but let's just say there is. At what age should a guy stop wearing the ponytail? Now, we talked about the bikini a few episodes ago. This is different. This is the ponytail. I got an age. I will throw it. I'm going to say 30. After 30, you got to it's like, no, it's not. You got to cut that off and get some respectable hair. You can't keep the ponytail. Again, my druther never had the ponytail. just don't do it. But that's me.
Yeah, the number that popped in my head when you said it was 28.
Okay, 28.
Don't know why. That
Ooh,
just
you better hurry, Mike.
You're
running close.
I'm running out of time, but I'm not going with the ponytail.
Okay.
So.
What number you got?
I don't know. I'd probably go a little bit higher, I guess.
Uh-oh.
Why not 40?
40.
If you can keep your hair that long, sure, you can go for it.
I feel like you're trying to compensate at that age. I feel like there's something else going on.
You should already be in a career or something, probably.
Yeah. I feel like at 30, you gotta I gotta grow up and put away the childish things. Act like an adult.
Yes, you got to put away your mini Dougs.
That's right.
I don't think the mini Dougs are going to want to be put away.
Good luck trying to put them away.
Yeah.
Hopefully we didn't offend any listeners with ponytails out there. But if you're over 30, seriously, let's get it trimmed up.
Did the people you saw with the ponytails have the little ponytail and the goatee as well, or in the beard?
I'm trying to. I don't.
You know what?
remember.
That
I think
was
one guy was clean shaven.
That was the look I envisioned in my head.
Yeah, the little beard ponytail, the braid.
The one guy kind of looked
kind
like
of
the last villain on Cobra Kai, where he pulled his ponytail back. I can't think of his
Terry
name.
Silver.
Yep, had a very much a Terry Silver vibe going.
See, some reason I think he can do it though. I don't know why. I feel like it
when
works
you look
for
at
him.
him, you know he's a jerk.
You know he's
like,
a bad guy.
I want to hit him with a baseball bat. I don't even know him. I want to hit him.
It does make you look like a bad guy.
Maybe that's what you're wanting to go with. Yeah. I don't know.
But for some reason, I like it. It works on him. I don't know why.
All right.
Deep down, Greg's a bad guy.
He is.
I'm a bad boy.
With the mullet.
Oh. You know, getting back to your clone, though, if you did have a full-size clone, if you did something bad, you could always just blame the clone. It wasn't me. My clone.
Yeah.
Of course, he can do something bad, and it could go that way with you as well.
That's right.
My clone could be arrested.
He could.
Then I have to go bail him out.
Or get you arrested for something.
Yeah.
That's one thing. You don't even commit it, the crime, but your clone is going to turn you in.
I don't trust him.
I
got some bad feelings about this clone.
Bad juju.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk Gen Z and millennials. I found several articles. They're all kind of cobbling. I'm going to cobble them all together into kind of one thing. It's about working and
why it's
living at
time to
home.
lose the ponytail at age 28.
That's right, you millennials, Gen Zers, cut the ponytail off. No, I saw where Gen Z. There was an article out there. They were complaining about people tech shaming. TECH, tech, which that's what caught my eye. I was like, tech shaming? What is that? What they're saying is that a lot of these Gen Zers and young millennials, when they get into a traditional office environment, so they're not working at home, they go into an office, that they struggle using a lot of the tech items that you would think this is just common everyday stuff. But they said no, they struggle with printers, scanners, fax machines, and desktop computers. So basically, any tech item that's not a phone, they struggle. But the report it had different one of them. They were talking, different people. One was saying that she says, whenever I can't get a printer job to work and my older colleagues laugh at me, and all good fun, but it makes me feel bad about myself. Like, and then she says, I may not be able to work a printer, but I can, but can calm an emotionally disturbed person down. She feels like she wasn't trained properly in college to handle an office. Well, part of that's on the college end. And there's several of these. There was actually an IT specialist who was saying that he struggles with printers and copiers. One was saying they didn't know how to run a copier, couldn't make copies. Another this was an IT professional at a large company, said that he just paid a printer company, to come in. He just paid him $150 just to come in and take care of the problem because he couldn't fit. I'm like, if you are the IT guy, that's your job. You got to figure it out. I don't know why you can't figure things out. I mean, that maybe I'm biased because we deal with this all the time, every day, and we deal with problems that we got to try to figure out.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm a little more, I don't know.
Yeah, don't
swayed to that
This
way.
is when you go online, you take 5 seconds to punch into Google whatever your problem is, and then undoubtedly there'll be
a YouTube video about it.
Yeah, videos, articles, whatever.
There's YouTube videos about everything, but yeah, I don't know. They showed some pictures. One, they actually had to take a monitor and put a sticker on it, and it put monitor power with an arrow so they would know. They couldn't figure out how to turn on the monitor. Now, this isn't all Gen Z or millennials, but also these people in here are kind of whiny a little bit, and I get it. I mean, we all whine, we all gripe and complain.
Oh,
but
what?
What? I know. But then they also make the comments like, my friends and I joke that printers are run by boomers. So they have no problem making fun of old people.
Oh, yeah.
But if it goes back the other way, like, you better stop making fun of me. It's not fair. I can't help it. You need to just fix it, boomer. Like, well, no. Okay. Why don't you fix it?
Yeah, I'm going to fix it. All right.
So I don't know if have you experienced that at all, or or ran into that, or again, I'm a Gen Xer, Greg's a boomer, and Mike's young millennial would say.
Mm-hmm.
You're just outside of the Gen Z.
Mm-hmm.
But do you run into? I mean, you're probably the youngest where you work.
I am the youngest, and when people have tech questions, they come to me.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not that hard. I don't know.
Printers can be a pain sometimes.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah. And then there's certain things, like at my level, I won't be able to fix or diagnose. But then that's not my job either at the same time. If it's a surface level kind of request, sure, I can easily do that. Like we have, kind of not a super complicated, but it's kind of an involved tech setup in the conference room, and people will come get me to set it up, and even though the same people will do it, will come ask, I'll do it every time. But I feel like I can work my way through most of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll hit a wall after a point, but it just, from the article, makes it sound like they're helpless. Like the printer's out to get them. It's like, no, come on. A quick
The printer's out to get everybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't care what age you are.
Right.
And to be honest, some people are just more tech-oriented than other people. And I found some older people that are very tech-oriented. And
sometimes I can just be lazy, too.
And
that could be.
And I find it funny, too. The last point in the article, they'll say, kind of what you were talking about. They'll be kind of quick to make fun of boomers. Somehow, this strikes me as someone who can go on and they can do some complicated tech stuff either with a desktop or a laptop or their phone, but they can't get the office printer to print how they want. Like, I have a feeling that's kind of the case. I feel like you're not trying hard enough here. You're not putting in the effort.
It's not that
They
tough.
try one or two things, it doesn't work. They're like, this is too hard, and they just move on. And that happens a lot.
Yeah, because I will admit, I've gone up to our copier before and gone, you know what? I don't know how to email this to myself on this printer. And so I would just hand it off to our inside sales gal and go, hey, can you run this through the printer and email it to me? And she would take care of it. And she was a little younger than me, but she would have been, what's right after Boomer?
Well, Gen X.
Oh, she would have been an X then, probably. So
who was that?
Janet. Don't you think? Because I'm tail end Boomer.
Yeah, she was probably like the top end of the Gen X.
Yeah, probably. But she would take care of it for me. No, I've done it since then, and I can figure it out. It's not.
Yep. Well, the other thing, this piggybacked on that same story, and it was both of these are from the New York Post. But
real quick before you go on, talking about running old tech at a company I used to work at, which this would have been a long time ago, but they had a system to transfer papers. It was a warehouse, and they had 3 different buildings, and they had what they called P-mail, which was pneumatic mail, which was like what you see at the bank.
P-word mail?
Yeah, P-word mail. No, P-mail, pneumatic mail. And it's one of those tubes.
I didn't know if Greg was censoring it, or I don't know.
Pneumatic.
Well, I don't want to know what mail that is.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's out there.
So, like what you see at the bank, you get the little tube thing, you got the little carriage that goes in it. Yeah. And the guy at the shop, he told this new kid to go and send this stack of papers through P-mail to the second building. The kid goes back there, pulls the cartridge out, lays it to the side, rolls up the wad of paper he's got, and sticks it in there, shuts the little door, goes, paper all through that tube between the 2 buildings. So they had to run the other thing back through it multiple times to get the papers to come through. And of course, by then they're about destroyed.
Yeah.
That I would give a little bit of a pass to, because if you're like.
But the bank still has them.
Yeah, they do. And if you have the tube, if you took the tube out.
Yeah.
If there wasn't a tube and it was just a hole that you had the suction, maybe. But if he took the tube and set it to the side, you're like, why do you think the tube is there? What is the tube for?
Yeah. Go back there. He's got his face stuck to the side.
Ooh.
Give yourself a big hickey. It also said, though, that Gen Zers are feeling burnout and stress on the job more than any other age group. And they've been in the work environment less than any other age group.
I don't buy that one.
This is because the generation was mostly grown up with getting passes on things.
Yeah.
There was never hardly any responsibility generally out there. So when you have to take personal responsibility for yourself, put in work when you haven't had to before, when you could just skate by, you know.
Yeah. Then when you have to,
then you feel like it's the world's out to get you.
Yeah.
You know? When it's not. It's just how the world
perceived
is.
Stress, maybe.
Yeah.
Not that there is stress in the world. Everybody encounters it. But that's what they're saying, that the average of all people is 84% of all people feel they have a high level of stress and burnout on their job. Gen Zers average is 91%. So they're a good 13% higher than anybody else. And it says here 23% of all Gen Zers says the stress is actually becoming unmanageable. They can't even manage it. They need a break.
Can I offer a suggestion to those people?
Please do.
Put the phone down, close the laptop, and remove yourself from all of the social media anxiety-inducing articles.
Yeah.
And just give yourself a little break. Detox a little bit from tech. And I think you'll feel a little bit better in the end. Just a suggestion. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah. So, and it just breaks it. It says 45% of Gen Zers worry about job security, where 40% of other workers do. I mean, that's common stuff. Everybody worries about.
I was going to say, that I could see. Yeah, that I think is a valid point.
26% of Gen Z feel their pay doesn't enable a good quality of life, and it says 20% of the other generations don't feel like the pay. It says it was also observed that 77% of Gen Z are looking for new roles and jobs, which I think a lot of people are looking at different jobs and things. But some of this, I agree with you, Mike. That's a very good point. You have to work. I mean, I don't want to work. I would like to get paid to stay and go to the beach.
No one wants to work.
Nobody wants to go to a job. But you can't just unplug all the time. But sometimes what you need to do is, like you were saying, put down the tech stuff. Go do something manually, and go out and actually physically do something. Go start a hobby. Go out and fish, or start woodworking at night, or do something completely different than what you're having to do during the day to give yourself a break from some of these jobs that are stressing you out.
Yeah.
If I would look at it and say, well, that shouldn't stress you out, or it should. It doesn't matter. If you're feeling stressed out, do something about it. Don't just sit there and get on social media all the time. Especially, don't go and sit there and compare your life with everybody else's, because social media is only showing you the best of
shows
quote
when
unquote
people
the
are
best.
on vacation.
Yeah.
Shows when
they're always having fun. They're always okay. You don't get to see them when they're cleaning out the toilet, or they're trying to have the electrician come and fix a fan. I got to pay for this or whatever.
Dealing with their 5 little clones.
Their 5 little clones are running just haywire all over the house, causing havoc everywhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that was a really good point, though, Mike. Good point. The last thing I'm going to kind of run into is
real quick on that.
Sorry, go right ahead.
The last paragraph, did you read it? It said, so what exactly is Gen Z looking for in a perfect world beyond higher pay and less anxiety? Nishizaki had some thoughts. Gen Zers want to work for an organization that offers flexibility, a boss who is a coach and a mentor rather than a technical expert, frequent communication and clarity on how their work creates a positive impact on the world.
I'm trying not to laugh. Oh, listen, it's a job. It's not the boss's job to make you feel good about yourself. I mean, that's not the real world. It would be great if it was.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of these desires aren't particularly bad. It's just
not realistic.
Yeah.
And the way that you can try to make the world or your employment place better, a more sunny place, just do your best, right? I mean, give it all you can. do your best, get feedback, grow, whatever. And maybe that'll pass off on some other people. Maybe you have to be the change that you want to see. Yeah. You know, you can't just expect to walk into a perfectly sunny, everything's great type of environment every day.
And don't try not to be so sensitive. I mean, I get it, but we would all if we could all have our perfect things at our jobs, it might be perfect for me, but it wouldn't be perfect for somebody else. I mean, it's like you gotta be aware of the other people around you as well.
Sure.
Well, let's not be unreasonable, Greg. Come on. I mean, really.
I know. Too serious there.
You're asking a little bit too much at this point.
All right. The last thing I was wanting to get into is there was another study. It says nearly half of young adults. Hang on here. My screen just. It says nearly half of young adults are still living at home from the ages 18 to 29, which I thought that just is ridiculous. That seems. Now, there was a little contradiction because I saw another spot. It said 1 out of 4. So that's like 35, over 1 out of 4. But still 35% of 18 to 29-year-olds still live at home. And they gave several reasons. The biggest one being they said that rent is too high. Rent is too expensive. Well, you know what you do then? We just had a discussion with somebody and they were talking about rent. And I said, well, then maybe you have to go to a not quite as nice town. Maybe you can't stay downtown Chicago or something. You have to go live in the suburbs or way out somewhere else or move somewhere else, move to a different state or get you 3 or 4 roommates, which nobody wants roommates. I hated having a roommate, but sometimes you have to do that. But it was also saying that while these people are living at home, what it is doing is it's driving the growth for luxury goods. That a lot of these younger millennials and Gen Zers are staying home, but they're not necessarily saving money.
Anything.
They're just
color me
they're
shocked.
They're living at home with mom and dad, and they're buying, I guess, designer handbag sales have just went through the roof, and a lot of it is true. One. And watches, a lot of tech-based stuff. And Dave Ramsey was talking about this. If you don't know Dave, he's a financial guy, and he's not.
Yeah, he's not going to be your source of sunshine.
He doesn't put up with any
BS.
BS. He just tells it like it is. And he's a guy who went bankrupt at one time in his life, lost everything,
had to rebuild,
and so he's big into not having any debt. But I do like this line. He said, "So let me get this straight. You live in your mama's basement, but you got a Coach purse. Here's what's going to happen. You cannot avoid life. It's coming for your butt. Mama can't protect you." And basically, this is what we've talked about before. If you live like that, at some point, your parents are going to die. That's just the way it is. And then you are going to have to move on with your life. You are not prepared to take care of yourself. What are you going to do when that well dries up? I mean, that's coming. That's coming for a lot of people.
Man, make it sound so threatening.
Yeah, this was kind of, it wasn't real funny. I don't know. It was just some things that have been coming up. I've been talking with people and thought, and again, I'm not bashing on just Gen Z or millennials. I had family members. I had people in my age that would never get out of the house, and I did not understand it. I love my parents. I have a great relationship with my parents. But I couldn't wait to get out on my own. I'm like, I want to get out there and see if I can make it. Let's go.
The week before I started my first full-time job, I was out. I was good with that. My parents were good with that.
Yeah. He was married, so it's a good thing they left him and Courtney.
What's that?
No, you weren't married yet.
Well, no, I was saying we were not married at that point. No, but going back to the other stories before, it's like, gee, I wonder why I can't afford anything. And then at the same time, you go buy designer handbags or whatever. It's like, you can't have it both ways either. You can't complain about all the other stuff, but then go out and spend on luxury items.
Yeah.
For a name brand thing. You can't have it both ways.
And this article is calling out these parents too for allowing this, and some of them said these were the helicopter parents and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
And they're still doting over their kids and taking care of their kids' problems. Something happens, or they're behind on a bill or something. They'll make phone calls for their children. They're adult kids and stuff. Like no, you gotta call and take that up. I know someone. I don't want to. Okay, I know someone who said that someone's parents has called in for them that they're sick. It's like, no, you are an adult. You cannot have your mom or dad calling in for you, giving you an excuse why you're not at work. That cannot happen.
If you were the boss, how would you take that?
You're fired. Just don't come in. You're done. I'm done with you. But I'm a jerk. I guess I should have a ponytail. I guess that's what we figured out. I'm just a jerk.
I think a lot of people would agree with you in that sense. So
yeah, so I
that's
don't
crazy.
know. But yeah, so that was. I was like, really? And they're like, yeah. Had a parent call in, and they can't make it in. I'm like, oh my goodness, you just don't need to come back in.
Well, once again, the last paragraph somewhat offended me.
Uh-oh.
It says, many just hope that living with their parents will help them one day afford what once was more easily attainable for mom and dad. Right. Oh, yeah, this has just been super easy.
Yeah.
I've just got money flowing in. It's just dropping out of the sky.
Well, and I think another thing that they do is that, and it's easy to do, but Gen Zers, millennials, younger people will compare their life with what their mom and dad, and not realizing mom and dad has worked 30 or 40 years to get equity in what they have built up. They didn't start this way. When I first got married, I was making a minimum wage. My wife and I would do
Where's
the
my
bills.
violin sound?
I know it. But it was the truth. My wife and I, we did the bills. The worst we ever had one time, we did bills, hadn't got grocery or anything, and there literally was less than $1 left in checking. I'm like, I don't know what we're going to do for a week. It was brutal.
Yep.
I mean, it was brutal. But it's what you did. It's like, well, we'll make it.
Yeah.
And we did. And looking back on it, it was bad at the time, but it wasn't. We learned. We made mistakes. We made it through. And I think that's what a lot of people, you don't want to go through the hard times, but the hard times is where you learn. That's hopefully.
I'm still learning from my mistakes.
So anyway, that's all I had. I don't want to keep beating that horse.
Oh, it's dead.
But, listen, we love you Gen Xers and millennials. Just come on, relax a little bit. Get out there, get a job, get your hands dirty. You may not get to have the brand new house or, 2 brand new cars and go on a vacation once a quarter. It just, maybe you got to work 2 jobs or 3 jobs, but you'll get it. You can do it. You don't need your parents. You can do it. All right, Mike, you've got some house rules that are strict or bizarre or weird.
And maybe
a
this
Reddit segment.
Maybe this kind of explains some of the stuff we've just talked about.
Oh, good.
So I did hear some of these discussed on another podcast, and I was like, kind of caught my attention. So BuzzFeed kind of put together from a subreddit, and this is called the Ask Reddit subreddit, where people can go on and pose different questions and people can go on and reply.
Yeah, because the boomer in me just said, what's he talking about?
Reddit?
Yeah. Subreddit.
So it's kind of like a forum for people who don't know, I guess, what Reddit is, where you can go on and maybe, in this case, you can pose a question and people will offer their personal responses.
Right.
Okay.
So I'll go through a few of these and then maybe we can kind of discuss them as we go. But yeah, these are kind of weird, strict, strange house rules that people either had to live under or knew people who lived under these rules. So the first one, to kind of kick us off, this user, Secret Agent, submitted, I knew a guy who in his 20s still had a bedtime enforced. He had to be in bed. This is crazy. He had to be in bed by 8 p.m. And if he was sleeping over at a friend's house, in this case, at my house during my 21st birthday party, he had to phone his dad at 8 to say he was going to bed. that a little bit strict or what?
That's
crazy.
overly strict.
Yeah.
Now, my question is his dad paying for everything for this kid? Maybe he's being a complete jerk and pain in the butt because he's like, I want to make his life miserable so that he moves out and gets his own job and his own house.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know why. It seems ridiculous.
Or is it the helicopter on the opposite?
It could be that too.
The opposite end. I don't know.
It could be that. Now, my wife lived at home until we got married, and she had a curfew. I did not. I would come in and was like, she's like, I got to be home by midnight. I was like, midnight? What? Like, yeah. I got. It's like, all right. But see, I had been in,
At least it's not
I went
8
away
PM.
from the National Guard, gone for a year. I was on my own, and it's like, I come and go. I just do what I want. I'm paying my bills. I don't.
Well, at midnight it's a lot better than 8 p.m.
I don't. Yeah, a bedtime I don't agree with.
Bedtime.
Now, a curfew, I'm a little more in agreement because, okay, you're under my roof. I'm trying to sleep. You're going to come busting in at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Ain't going to happen. You need to respect it a little bit. So.
Well, my dad always had the I guess it was a saying, but more so a rule where nothing good ever happens after midnight.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. My dad had that same saying.
And typically that's true.
Yeah.
It is.
So I don't know. Yeah, the 8 o'clock bedtime.
Did they
seems
play
a little
lullabies for him? And
maybe. I don't know.
Geez.
So moving on to the next one here. This one was. These usernames are always just in and of themselves weird. This is from Swiggity Giraffe. Swiggity Giraffe.
I'm Swiggity Giraffe.
So Swiggity Giraffe says, I have a friend whose dad had one paper towel specifically used for eating bagels.
Hey, that's my bagel towel.
A paper towel?
Paper towel. You couldn't reheat or eat your bagel on anything other than the bagel towel.
Oh, so it was a family bagel towel.
It said,
Not
it was
just his.
Was it like a certain brand of paper towels, or there was only they never threw that paper towel away?
Well, it said no plates or bowls were allowed to be used for bagels. You had to wait until the bagel paper towel was free to make and eat your bagel.
Did you eat your bagel off that paper towel, or did you transfer it to a?
No, that's what it sounds like. It all was done on one paper towel, and it was a communal. It was a family bagel paper towel, which that just sounds so gross. It really does.
Yeah, because have you seen after a while what a paper towel looks like after you've run it through the microwave a few times?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you're making your bagels in the toaster, but you're going to have all the garbage you put on there scraped off onto the paper towel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he changes it once a week or something.
I would hope so. I mean,
that's just weird.
Yeah.
Here's the bagel towel.
So next one here, this one comes from Toby OFM, and Toby says, when I was younger, this one would have upset me if I was a kid. Said, when I was younger, a friend said that they were not allowed to watch SpongeBob. I loved SpongeBob as a kid. And they said, I found out later that allegedly this was because their parents were insinuating that the holes in SpongeBob could induce lustful thoughts.
That seems made up. I mean, who thinks?
I would believe it, though. I mean,
the holes?
He's a sponge. He's got some holes.
He's got a lot of them.
Well, you're going to have to put up bottles and everything. I mean, there's a lot of things with holes in the house if that's really the problem.
I don't know.
Maybe it's just SpongeBob's got the problem with it. Could he see just a regular bath sponge? Did that do anything to him? I mean,
so on his honeymoon night, he's like, honey, I got you something to wear. It's like, oh, it's a SpongeBob costume comes out. What?
We're going to watch we're going to watch SpongeBob.
Hey, Gary. Oh, that's doing it for me. Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't like SpongeBob anymore. So.
Yeah, they've ruined everything. That's just weird. All right.
Yeah. So the next one, this one's short and sweet. Grin and Beer-It submitted this one. So they said, some kids growing up I knew had to call farts fluffs. So you couldn't say fart, you had to say fluff.
My mom did not like the word fart.
Well, and you know my mom, she had a dictionary of words
that
we
you
could
couldn't
not say.
Yeah.
Pregnant, lie,
devil.
Yeah, we could not.
Could you say fart?
Probably not. I don't recall. I think we just didn't talk about them.
So that was a new one to me. So
no, I grew up around some more stricter things like that. So
I like the fluffs though. I mean, they're like, here, just say fluffs instead.
So you got the SBD fluff.
Yeah.
So next one we got here. This is from the Cell 1990. They said, my wife once had a friend over for a sleepover when she was little. Apparently, the friend had seen beer in the fridge and had called her mom crying because of it. They were not allowed to look at, talk about, think about, or especially drink beer.
Go back and watch your SpongeBob.
Well, I understand if he's like, okay, listen, we don't drink in this house or what, but you can't look at or talk about or
you can't even think about beer. It said it scared her so much that she had to call her mom to come get her from the sleepover.
Okay.
Why are you leaving, Susie?
Beer.
I'm thinking about beer.
Beer in the fridge. This one is just gross. So this, I can't say this username. We'll call them Dan. So,
hi, Dan.
When I was in a friend's kitchen, we were both 8. I sneezed, then turned and took a paper towel from the roll, cleared my nose, and walked toward the cabinet under the sink to throw the wad into the trash bin. My friend burst out, "What are you doing?" I said, "What? I'm throwing it away in the trash." He continued, "Are you crazy? Snot paper doesn't..."
That's a bagel towel.
Said, "Snot paper doesn't go in the kitchen trash. What if my mom found out?" Well, I had already thrown it away, but he fished it out of the trash bin and flushed it in the toilet in under 10 seconds.
What if my mom find out about what? That you blew your nose?
You can't throw it away. You can't throw it. You got to flush it.
This was a paper towel?
Yeah, I'm
You
assuming
don't want
this
to
would
flush
have
a
been.
You
paper
don't
towel
want to
down
be
the
flushing
toilet.
paper towels.
You'll clog up that toilet.
Well, you couldn't. Apparently, the rule here is saying you couldn't blow your nose and throw it in the garbage. You had to flush it down the toilet.
That's weird.
In this house.
All right.
So then, next one here, and this one's just weird. This one is from Sister Christina,
opposed to the other ones, which have been
This one I think falls under the bizarre category. So she says, my stepmom had a totally bonkers rule about feet.
Feet.
She was irrationally afraid of plantar warts, and according to her, anyone she didn't know immediately had in her mind plantar warts.
That's just weird.
So as a family, we had a beach house that was practically a small bungalow and only had one restroom with a one stall shower. Nobody, no friends nor relatives could use that shower after the beach because they would get plantar warts all over the floor. And she'd have to take a shower, or then she would take a shower and in her mind get plantar warts. We also had a swimming pool. This is the craziest part. We also had a swimming pool, and she would make new people, including children, wear socks in the swimming pool.
Oh.
That's just weird. I'm not opposed to making everybody wear socks so I don't have to look at your feet, but
Sorry, I'm not wearing socks in a pool.
Yeah, that's not probably a pleasant feeling.
No.
Couple more here.
I hate wet socks. That's not good.
This one here is from Sheriff Bartholomew, and they say, when I was a kid, my best friend's mom wouldn't let us walk anywhere in the house except on designated paths. Supposedly, she didn't want us messing up the vacuum trails left on the carpet after the vacuum.
I can go along with that.
Yeah, I get that one.
Basically, she wanted her house to look like it had always just been vacuumed. But the carpet looked even worse than had it just looked the way it would have looked had she just let us walk everywhere, since there were always very visible trails in the same spots, like it was worn, leading in and out of the kitchen from the couch into the living room.
Yeah. I kind of like vacuum lines, and I like lawn mowing lines.
Oh, yeah. I can agree with that. At my house, as soon as we vacuum, it's you can't even. 5 minutes later, it's like you can't even tell.
Oh yeah, vacuum. You can't. No,
see, it's kind of been stressing me out. We got this Eufy for Christmas that runs around and vacuums like willy nilly, and so the lines are like grids, and so it kind of messes with me a little bit. My want for straight lines is being ruined by the Eufy.
You need to program it or train it.
Train it, yeah.
I think it's rebelling. It's already
started. I think it is. It's AI on it probably that's just taking over.
So last one here I've got. This might be the craziest of all of them to wrap up here.
Wow.
So this was from AshCon96. And they say, I babysat a family where the mom...
Babysat a family?
I think they say babysat for a family.
Oh, okay.
Where the mom insisted on all food, being chopped up as if it were given to toddlers. However, her kids were 6, 8, and 11, and were all fully capable of biting, chewing, and cutting up their own food. And then she goes on to say, once she found out that her husband and the kids weren't following the rule when she wasn't there, she put in cameras in the kitchen to watch whenever someone was eating. Soon after the cameras went up, she and her husband got a divorce over her behavior.
Well, that's not because of the food.
No.
There's other problems.
Well, when you go to put cameras
that was
in the kitchen,
the obvious tell.
A little bit crazy. So you can maybe imagine, or maybe you can't imagine, how some of those kids turned out.
Oh, I imagine just awesomely. Not living in the basement, moving out, being productive. Chopping their food up still.
Throwing it in a blender, maybe mashing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. So there's some weird, strange, overbearing rules. House rules there.
Weird people rules.
Yes, it is. Very weird. Did you have any weird rules growing up?
I feel like compared to those, no, not really. I feel like we had it was mostly don't be stupid, don't do stupid things. And we, for the most part, got kind of our freedoms to do whatever we wanted, as long as we weren't doing
stupid things.
Yeah. I kind of feel...
I think we were supposed to stay out of my mom and dad's bedroom.
Well, I think that's a common thing for a lot of kids. Yeah, I wasn't allowed in mom and dad's bedroom.
It's like, you have no reason to be in there. Stay out. And as I got older, I knew my dad owned guns, and there were guns in the bedroom. And but I knew about them. They taught us about them, and I knew the proper way to respect and handle one. So, but yeah, that's not all that. I've seen people back from my era though that the parents would have the plastic on the living room furniture, and you were not supposed to sit on that. It's like, why do why do you even have furniture? Nobody can sit on it.
I had an aunt and uncle that had a room that was that way. That was when we went by, you weren't even allowed to walk. Like, there was white
you'd mess up the carpet lines.
Well, there was white carpet in that room, and then it was like linoleum on the other side. You had to stay. You couldn't cross that threshold. No.
Yeah.
That was the special. I don't know when that room was ever used. I never saw anyone in it. But that was the special room.
That
what's
looked
the
great.
Point? As you walk by.
Yeah, don't go in there.
Yeah, so I don't know. Crazy. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Well, I think that'll wrap this up. Thank you so much for tuning in, for listening to the show. If you like the show, hit the share button. Help us get the word out there. Our numbers are going up every week, which we do appreciate that.
And if you didn't like it, hit the share button.
Hit the share button. Share it with some of the people you hate. Share it with a guy with a ponytail.
Hate share it.
You know that.
Get some
share
hate
it with
shares.
your 5 mini-me's that are out there. Let's get those numbers even higher. And we hope you just relax. Take in a deep breath. Don't get offended. Gen Z, millennial, relax. It's going to be okay. You don't know how to print something? Shoot us a message. We'll help you out. Check out all of our social media feeds, except when you're stressed out, in which case I'll hope you're out enjoying nature. But other than that, check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all the different ones. And we hope you just relax, take in a deep breath, enjoy your week, and we hope you're listening in 7 days. Until then, see ya.
Later.
Peace.
Well, that wraps up another episode. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to subscribe, and you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
When you save on auto insurance for driving safe with USAA Safe Pilot, you'll feel like a big deal, even in a traffic jam. Save up to 30% with USAA Safe Pilot. Restrictions apply.